folks, it's been a while. Welcome back to a very exciting episode of the Kyle Aaron. Oh!
As you can... What? Oh. Not the Kyle Aaron Thomas show anymore. As you can see, we finally convinced Aaron to get a sex change. Isn't he? Just look at him. Them.
No, we had to...
So Aaron's his dead name.
No, we had to kick Aaron off the podcast because it was very close ties to legendary rapper Puff Daddy.
Who's been Puffin' Daddy since the 90s.
Nice.
And so this is Sagan's audition for third mic, actually. It's going to be KATS, the Kyle Aaron Sagan show. We got a lot of big changes coming. We're like woke now, guys. We got a woman. We're having fun. We actually just came
Woman of color, actually.
Oh, no.
We do got to explain that. You are half Latina.
I am half Latina. My mom is of Mexican descent.
It is funny that your boy...
Ascent.
Ascent?
Yeah. All on the way up.
I hate to do people's bits on here, but I love that you say your boyfriend doesn't think you're Latina enough, even though you have 4 kids. I'm like...
I'm committed to that bit for sure.
Hell yeah. But we just actually came back from a comedy show, and holy shit, you guys.
What a great time.
Dude, oh my, like, first of all, shouts out Miles for having us on the show. It was a very fun time. We all did great. It was immaculate. But what happened after the show was even scarier.
Was traumatic as fuck. So
Bro,
what
so we
was...
all come off of having like a great show. We're all riding that high that only stand-up comedy can provide, and heroin. And then we see a man just eat absolute shit.
Yeah.
Not on stage.
No, which is usually funny when you see that until the blood comes out.
And shit gets real. Yeah, it was I definitely had a oh fuck mini panic moment, and then I was like, you gotta get it together. But by the time I did, this guy had already stepped in and
we're all still
Don't assume my
processing.
gender.
But luckily, Kyle's the first responder for any accidents.
For real. Shout out Kyle over here. You want him in your corner when shit hits the fan, apparently.
I swear I usually act all fucking bodacious and Kyle's kind of shy, but if it's an emergency, it's the opposite. Like, I ran as far away as possible because I'm squeamish and a pussy, and Kyle was like administering first aid and stitching this guy's head up. It was fucking a sight to see.
Yeah, he was sucking the venom out even though there wasn't any venom.
I was sucking anything I could.
Yeah, he's like, now's my chance.
He was sucking the blood out of his skull and spitting it into the man's mouth.
No, I saw this on a documentary.
Replenish.
We don't want him to lose blood.
I admire him for shit like that, dude. He was like on a knee fucking doing full on medical care. Like, his girlfriend's like, I'm a nurse. Kyle was like, no, I'm the fucking nurse now, dude.
I call bullshit on that. I don't know. I was one yelling out, we need towels. I don't know. That was fucking...
I'm pretty sure I heard him use the word stat.
I did not use stat.
He keeps yelling out codes.
I was feeling a little foolish because when the paramedics got there, I was like, he's conscious now and answering questions, but he has a contusion, and I meant laceration. I felt like a fucking moron.
Idiot!
I was the whole walk home, I was like, fucking stupid!
They accidentally killed him in the hospital because of that.
His bruise won't stop bleeding.
Yeah. That random guy misdiagnosed him.
That shit was fucked up. That was bad. It was very bad.
Especially coming off, we were all having so much fun, dude. We were all fucking basking in the glory that was that show.
And then we heard the sound.
Dude,
I saw it.
It sounded like a home run bat, dude.
That shit was
crack.
I just saw it peripheral. I saw a guy go down in like my side view, but I didn't see like how it happened. But I fucking heard it.
Yes.
His head on the concrete just flap. It was not good. It was not a savory sound at all.
I'm also a pussy because I never hardly see shit like that. I feel like I was just kind of sheltered. I mean, I saw some crazy shit, but never like gore or blood and shit like that in person.
Mm.
So just to see like his girl pick up his head and like
pouring blood,
leaking.
Can you imagine war?
No, dude. I don't know how anybody does that shit.
What's crazy to me and what's really funny to me is like any kind of PTSD right? It's like it does the same stuff to your brain. So like I have PTSD, but there's no way I would fucking deal well with a war.
At all.
I have this. It's like other people go to war, they come back, and they've like seen their friends like die and lose limbs, and I'm like, I had a bad relationship. Like
one
God
of these
damn
things
it.
is not like the other.
right.
But it's also with both of them, like the soldiers look back at war with rose-colored glasses. Sagan's like, he wasn't that bad. Some of the best times of my life. I never want to repeat it.
We
but I
had some
kinda
good
miss it.
times.
It wasn't all bad, you know.
It was
Remember?
like me and Kyle, after we quit high school football, we were like, every second we were going through it, it sucked. But the moment we quit, we're like, oh, I kind of miss it.
Yeah. That's kind of how I felt coming back from Boston.
Oh, thank God. I thought that was going to be a different story.
Oh, shit.
No.
Yeah. Mm-mm. No,
Chill,
like-
chill, chill. We're a PG-13 podcast now. We got rid of our raunchiest member.
Was he really that raunchy?
No,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Oh,
he was-
I didn't think so. I was like, wait.
Wait, actually, he was, for recording sake. He was the reason we acted that fucking freakish before. Now we're a mainstream.
We're changed.
We've changed. for
We've
the
been
better.
reformed.
We have a woman on by herself.
Obviously, we're not that bad of guys.
We're great, guys.
I was told. Never mind. I'm leaving.
Don't spread our business out there. No. Sagan's actually brutally honest in the fact that she was applying to like do surrogates and shit, and then told them she had PTSD. She keeps on telling all these
Truths.
people. Well, the other one was PTSD. My bad.
Plasma.
She had big pussy disease.
Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this. You have big pussy disease.
They're like, man, I don't want the kid to just waltz out of there. I want him to struggle a little bit. No, but who? You don't lie on your medical records? Like
No.
a patriot?
No. I forget that lying is an option.
You tell the truth on your job applications as well?
Up until recently, yes, I had the realization that wasn't gonna cut it anymore,
At all.
and so now I started making shit up. Unless you're watching this and I'm applying, and then everything on there is true. I stopped after this. It's all truth from here on out. So
That and you said you tried to donate plasma and they wouldn't let you because you had PTSD?
yes.
What the fuck is that about?
So I did a little research because I don't understand that either. But apparently their reasoning is can you sit in a chaotic environment for an hour? It's like I have four kids. I'm like, selling plasma sounds relaxing as hell to me. And I was in that clinic and it was so organized and sterile. I was like, this shit's lit, honestly.
No,
But-
much like the shit we just witnessed, I also tried to donate plasma, but the moment they pricked my finger and blood started coming out, I almost passed out.
Really?
I didn't even know that about myself, but they just started squeezing my finger and I saw blood and I
You
was
never
like,
cut in high school?
I kind of
Can't
did, but in a poser way.
Nice.
Because I heard you cut with razor blades, so I took one of my sister's razors and just made the slightest indent. So there's 4 right here.
With a safety razor?
Yeah, literally with the one my sister shaved her legs with. I was like, guys, I'm cool now. I cut. I was a poser emo, dude. I was a simple plan emo, dude.
Much to everyone's surprise, I was never an emo kid. Everyone thinks that I was an emo kid. I never had an emo
You
face.
just went straight to psychobilly.
Kinda. Well, it was
Well, you're in your emo phase at 33.
right? No, I'm more into that kind of music now than I ever was as a kid. But
Also
now,
cutting.
huh?
Also cutting.
Also cutting, yeah. No, but now it's nostalgic for me. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, all my friends were listening
Aw,
to this.
I remember all of the bad times.
Sing songs that remind me of the good time. I like Chumbawamba.
Thomas and I sang that at karaoke at Six Flags.
For the first time we ever did it. Dude.
Yep.
That's a
Our
good
first
choice.
time was to Chumbawamba.
Like the first time y'all had sex with each other.
You're a fucking monster, dude.
I get knocked out. Oh my god.
I'm also just imagining.
I get dicked down.
I'm changing my ringtone immediately.
I'm also imagining you successfully donating plasma, and the person that gets it like starts seizuring.
Oh, I'm imagining her walking in and like pulling her titty out and being like, "Oh, this isn't plasma.
This isn't plasma? Yeah.
Oh, it's blood. Well, I mean, there's blood in there.
Yeah, breast milk is technically a blood product. So
Which is
Every time you say
delicious
that,
fact.
it grosses me out. Yeah, you're a doula.
yes, I am.
Can you
Which is not a slur. I know most of our listeners are pretty dumb, so.
And I know me and Kyle know what a doula is, but explain for all those idiots that
right, for the ignorant folks. So there's different kinds of doulas. I primarily work as a postpartum doula, but I also can do birth doula work, bereavement doula work. But as a postpartum doula, what I do is I work with families after the arrival of a child, whether it be by birth, adoption, surrogacy, whatever. In the weeks following the arrival of the child, I take care of the family. I mother the mother in a, so to speak, kind of way. Usually if it's a birth parent situation, I give them space to like heal physically, process their birth experience. I cook for them, I clean for them, I educate them about newborn care. I'm a lactation educator, teach them how to feed their babies. I take care of other kids. I've done everything from groom dogs to hang wallpaper to assemble office furniture. I do it all, and I'm not supposed to within my scope of practice. But I'm like, if it needs to be done, then
all you snitches out there better not say shit.
Don't you also like powder placentas into pills?
Oh, yeah. I'm also a placenta encapsulator. You would hate it.
Ew.
Remind me to never fucking drink a protein shake at your house.
It's like the tides at Omaha Beach.
oh. So yeah, I take placenta, I steam it, dehydrate it, pulverize it, and put it in capsules for the mothers to take as a supplement.
That's why your house smells like that.
No, really, I'll never get used to the smell. It smells like beef and fish oil and blood. And
That's hot.
It's so bad. No, and I have a strong stomach, obviously, because of the line of work that I'm in. But the smell gets me every time. I mean, and then sometimes you're like, this bitch took her fish oil, because this shit is fishy.
Imagine marinating a steak in pussy juice.
For 9 months.
So you know, it's a fun fact. They say
A 9-month pussy marinade? That's the worst description of a child of all time.
Bear with me. Amniotic fluid. Do we know what amniotic fluid is?
I don't like that.
Just stay with
It's
me.
the
Pussy juice in the womb?
yeah. It's like what the baby
It
swims in. Yeah.
What squirt is?
No. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. No, amniotic fluid apparently has
can't
the
talk to us
scent
like
of cum. And they say that that's how they recognize, like, their dads by scent. They're like, yes, oh, day, father, cum. That's a real thing. I'm not making this up.
That's how they recognize their dad's scent?
Yeah.
Does their dad always smell like cum?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of dad you
Do I
got.
smell like I come to you?
Man, babies are fucking interesting.
Yeah. they're-
Freaks.
How often are women defecating while giving birth? Is that like a very common thing? Is that rare? Is it like...
It's fairly common.
How
I've
often
only
do you-
done it one time. Go ahead.
How often do you get torn hole to hole?
That is less common, thankfully.
But not non-existent.
Not non-existent. But you can prepare for
Sew that shit
childbirth.
back up.
That's what I've heard. I've heard if you like do the
A baby plug?
do the work,
Yeah,
that's not as common. If you
that's
like...
true. If you do like different massages, if you like train for childbirth, just physically and mentally, like you're like not likely to tear at all. That's a very common misconception that you have to tear.
Well,
I've never had any vaginal tearing, and I've had 4 babies.
I was also a 10-pound baby, so I ripped my mom belly button to tailbone. You know what I'm saying?
R.I.P. your mom's pussy.
Hey, don't say that. All right, we're cutting that. Oh, fuck. I have to cut shit now. Fuck.
Nothing's getting cut.
Nothing's getting cut. Except his mom's
just
pussy.
Fuck. All right.
Also cut.
But yeah, you can avoid a lot of like physical and emotional trauma if you hire a doula, hire a birth doula. I don't care if it's baby number 1 or baby number 10. I don't care if you want a hospital birth, if you want a home birth, if you want a birth in the woods. You need a doula. Never birth without a doula. I'm just gonna say that.
Why is lactation so difficult? Because it seems so point A, point B, but apparently there's babies that have trouble latching.
Yes. So babies can. There's a lot of different reasons. One of the common reasons, and it gets missed up. It gets overdiagnosed. But a reason it can be like lip and tongue ties. So like your frenulum here in your top lip, or like the underneath your tongue, they can be born either like tense or short, and so they can't open their mouth properly. And so when they latch onto the breast like improperly, they're not effectively draining milk, and it also can cause like physical trauma to the mom's nipple, and then you end up with like bleeding, cracked nipples.
Oof, hate to see it.
My my first baby, I like didn't know shit about it, but I was like stubborn and persistent. My nipples literally turned black at one point.
Oh,
That's what a bad latch will do, ladies and gents. It was like cracked, like chunks of my nipple were coming off. I don't know how it grew back, but by the grace of God, it did.
The fuck?
And that's why you take a lactation class before your baby's born, because I was ignorant as fuck.
the miracle of birth, folks.
Yeah.
You were also kind of a freak because you did it in like the tub at home.
Well, my first was a hospital birth. Sucked. And said, I'll never do this again. And
Not
didn't.
recommended
What
Not
went so
recommended.
wrong about
for
it?
her.
Well,
Your experience may vary.
so with me, hospital birth, what had happened was I went into it wanting an epidural from the jump. I was like, I'm pregnant. I'm going to have an OBGYN. I'm going to have a hospital birth. I'm getting all the drugs.
I would want fentanyl.
I
They
haven't
give
been
you
able to.
fentanyl.
I
They
wouldn't
give you
have.
fentanyl. So, okay, when they say epidural, it doesn't describe the drugs that they're putting into your spine. It describes the
Procedure?
route. Yeah, the route of administration. So they will put fentanyl, and it's like they don't tell you what they put in it, and it's up to the anesthesiologist, and they just put like a concoction of whatever, and you never even know
Ross.
what you have in your system. And then it gets in the baby system, and then your baby's born sleepy, and then your baby doesn't want to latch. It's a whole thing. Anyway, so I wanted the drugs because I was young and didn't know anything. So, and I have a rod in my back because I had scoliosis. So, which my OBGYN was made aware of, obviously, in my like medical history that I had major surgery, blah, blah, blah. I go into labor. I labor at home for like a day, like 24 hours almost. Excuse me. And I was like, okay, I'm approaching my pain, like cut off, like this is all I can take. Let's go to the hospital. I get there. I get assessed by the anesthesiologist, and he's like, oh, you've had spinal surgery. I can't give you an epidural because we don't know your spinal anatomy, and I could like paralyze you. And I was like, excuse me, what? That was the first I heard. I thought maybe like my OB would have said something before that. So it was my first experience, and I was terrified at that point because I was already in pain. I'm like, how much worse is this gonna get?
And it's also unfortunate that your back was blown out before you even had sex.
I know. 17 years old. 2 days after I got married, turned 17. 2 weeks later, got married. 2 weeks later, had spinal surgery. So that's fun.
It was a hell of a quinceañera.
You know that traditionally quinceañeras were to like present the girls to be like married off. It was like okay, she's old enough to be married off now, and they were like presenting her to like the eligible men or whatever.
I did know that, but it seems creepy that I would know underage sex ceremonies. So I would say I don't know that.
Yeah, well, you heard it here first. You're welcome. So I didn't get an epidural, and they were like, well, we can give you IV drugs. So they did give me IV drugs for a little while. But the thing about that was it fucked me up, so I was immobilized, but I still felt all the pain. And so it was like, I felt like those people who are in a coma, but still like conscious, but like that, but the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. And I felt like my heart was going to stop. And the worst thing you can do in labor is lay on your back and be still. And in the hospital, they want you to lay on your back and be still.
Really?
Yes.
You're supposed to give birth doggy style?
Yeah, no, you really are. It opens your pelvis more.
Birth should always be lady on top.
Yeah.
You heard
Either-
it here first, folks.
It's like standing up, squatting, all fours. But yeah, literally
Honestly,
the
the
back
same
is
methods
worse.
work for pooping.
I was gonna say it's in an
Some
airport.
squats.
toilet.
Yeah. Because I mean, think about it. On your back, you're like pressing your tailbone up, and you're like closing the birth canal.
It makes sense. It's just hilarious to imagine, especially just because how society has made us think you're supposed to give birth, which is.
I forget which king it was, but there was like an English king who, which is why this practice started. He would make his wife birth on their backs because he wanted to watch. So it's convenient for the person attending, like watching. But for the actual person doing the work, it's like you're fighting against gravity. You're narrowing the birth canal. It's completely counterintuitive.
Birther king.
Birther king.
Face down. That's the way we like to give birth.
But yeah, so I was in labor for like 36 hours with like.
Holy shit! That sounds
fun.
Awful.
Well, I had the IV drugs for a little while, but it made it worse, so I made him turn it off, and then I just raw dogged it. But then I went into what's called fetal ejection reflex, and that's like your pussy dry heaving your baby out.
I was gonna say it's trying to suck him back in.
No.
Oh.
So your body goes into autopilot, and like literally when the baby's ready to come out, it feels like your vagina dry heaving. Like you can't control it. You can't control it. Your baby's coming whether you like it or not. But they kept telling me, don't push, don't push. The doctor's
Wait, the
not
baby's
here.
coming?
Yeah. Like, I was fighting against it, trying to hold him in because they're like, don't push, don't push. The doctor's not here yet. And I'm like, this baby's coming out right now. What do you mean?
Oh.
Okay. I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, because the nurse was like, don't push, don't push. And I was like, the baby's coming. Like,
leave it in.
I can't stop. And then my baby daddy at the time, God bless him, he's cool. He looks at me and he goes, fuck it, push. So I was like, all right. So I start pushing because then you're working with your body and it does hurt less when you get to like just surrender to it. And he was out the baby was already pretty much out by the time the doctor got there. She came running in. And then they rushed me. I was like, y'all made me wait and now you're rushing me. And so my inner labia, my labia minora, it had like it teared a little bit, like my inner, because it stretched and so it tore a little bit, but I've never had any vaginal tearing.
Show the people on Kyle where the labia minora is.
So I have and then she stitched me up, but she did a shitty job. So I have this like little like notch in my inner labia because I guess I have small inner pussy lips. I guess.
I thought we all did.
I thought you were gonna say I thought we all already knew that.
And I know this is a dumb question. I know this is going to be a dumb question, but why can they not like lube it up? Like,
there's already a lot of lube.
Okay.
But it's imagine like taking your lip and just pulling it. No amount of lube at a certain point is going to keep it from splitting.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so like my inner pussy lip just wasn't long enough, and it just popped open, and I felt it happen.
That rocks.
I imagine just like it sucked. So that was a horrible experience. I thought I was gonna die because I felt like my heart could not tolerate that amount of pain. And so 36 hours of hell. Never again. I never did. So then I had a 3-hour birth at the birth center. Amazing. No tearing and no stitches. It was a great birth.
Dude, 3 hours compared to 36 seems like a cakewalk.
For real. So yeah, birth center, birth there, and then the next one was a home
You didn't
birth.
sleep at all, right? You were awake for 36 hours?
Yeah, you can't sleep.
Fuck.
And they didn't let you eat either, which is a bullshit practice. It's like, oh, you're going to do the most strenuous activity of your entire life. Guess you shouldn't eat or drink.
We're going to pump you full of drugs, and you're going to fucking have to have energy for 36 hours. Probably best time to just,
right,
intermittent fast.
Yeah. But yeah, so that sucked. But yeah, the 3-hour birth center birth. Then I had a home birth that was like, I'm not exactly sure how long it was. It was 12 to 15 hours home birth. Had her in the tub. Air conditioner broke in the middle of August, so it was 86 degrees. 86 degrees in the house that I gave birth in.
That's hot.
But yeah, she was born in the tub. I have a video. I can show you. You can't see anything. It's from behind me.
It's not a bathtub. It's like an above ground pool.
It's like an inflatable, like, hot tub almost.
It's like a hot tub with dignity.
And then the very last one, she was born so fast that she was born at home and she was born so fast that she beat the midwife.
Real
So I
Speedy
had her by
Gonzalez,
myself.
that one.
I was gonna say, bro, after 4, they're just fucking falling out.
But yeah, she was, and it was like not painful.
The
Like-
tub was still filling up.
No, we didn't have time to inflate it. We didn't. She was just. I went to go pee and I had a baby.
I pissed out a baby.
Yeah, I literally, and I have pictures of that too.
Oh,
I have a picture of her peeking out of my pussy somewhere. You can see the top of Rory's head. It's really cute.
What is it about the tub? Did they used to give birth in like the river or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, you're more buoyant, so there's not as much pressure on you, and it's soothing, and so like, it's mostly a mental thing. So like, the hormones that you need to flow through your body to stimulate birth, or like you need oxytocin flowing through your body. Oxytocin is known as like the love or bonding hormone. But the thing is, adrenaline and cortisol are antagonistic to it. So if you are scared or in pain, your body can't produce those hormones. You have to be relaxed in order for your body to do what it's meant to do. And water is soothing. So
Yeah, you need the Oxycontin.
yeah. Well, I mean, so the oxytocin, the oxy part is a natural pain reliever. So they give you this synthetic drug called Pitocin in the hospital a lot of times, which is also bullshit. Pussytocin. And so it is a synthetic form of oxytocin, but it doesn't have the oxy part, so it doesn't have the natural pain relievers, and it gives you really strong, really long-lasting, really painful contractions that often will lead to a cesarean because you're just like artificially like altering you should just leave them the fuck alone.
And here I am afraid to pee in a pool. I think that's pretty close to a Miles joke. Shut up, Miles.
Damn near.
Now, what is so bad? Because I hear a lot of people, like natural birth people, really shit on cesareans. What's the bad thing about cesareans?
So it is a much, much more difficult physical recovery because you cut through several layers. I mean, you cut through, I can't remember the number of layers, but you cut through muscle, you cut through everything. You cut through your uterus. It can cause uterine scarring, which if you want more kids can cause problems with infertility. And also you have this stitch, right? This external stitch, but then you have this baby. They're like, all right, take care of this baby. And it's like, you're not supposed to lift heavy things. You're not supposed to move around. It can get infected. And it's just a much, much harder physical recovery for sure. So, but when you have a baby vaginally, the recovery is a lot easier. Even though when the placenta detaches from the uterine wall, it leaves a plate-sized wound.
Now, what if you have a baby anally?
I don't know, but I've tried.
I can tell you it's not fun.
Maybe for you. But yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, you just need to rest, and it's just they say 6 weeks for your uterus to go through enough evolution and shrinking and whatever to go back to its like normal pre-pregnancy state. But cesarean, you need at least 8 weeks because you're up against more. So it's like I say you gotta pick your struggle. I don't believe there's any one way to do something, but you gotta pick your struggle. Either you're gonna have a drug-free birth, right? What are y'all throwing up gang symbols about? Oh yeah, man. Drug-free birth, and you're in like you have to deal with a lot of pain and coping.
On the second half of Sagan's Pussy Hour.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a can of worms. This pussy is a can of worms.
Also, if you have a drug-free birth, your kid's going to grow up a square. So you don't want that.
My kids are the coolest.
You want to be a cool kid.
Right? Yeah. I feel like you probably do smoke weed during birth. I didn't, and I've not seen anybody do that personally, but I'm sure it's a thing.
I was going to say, you feel like you've seen all the people give birth. I feel like if anybody had seen it, it would have been you.
No, I haven't seen that. But, I mean, no judgment to anybody that does. It's not going to fuck anything up. The kid's fine. The kid's going to be alright.
Kid's just really chill now.
Yeah.
What is the biggest thing that upsets you that's like a think people think is true about giving birth? Like that you have to do this or you have to do that?
That you have to go to a hospital. Lies. All lies. Watch The Business of Being Born. Even, like, it is such a good documentary, and it'll just, like, that was my rabbit hole for conspiracy theories.
It's just like racketeering. They just overcharge you for everything? Or
Yeah,
what?
because cesareans are a money-making scheme, essentially. And they do a bunch of shit that you don't need that is leading you down that path so they can cash out.
So the doctors try to overprescribe, essentially, C-sections and shit just to get money?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure. Absolutely.
Why is it that you think so? Like, why is it that there's a higher mortality rate for births in America than other like developed countries?
Well, and there's I love that you asked that, and I have a follow-up thing because of our birth culture. So in America, we have more OBGYNs than like say like in Europe. They primarily use midwives, and midwifery is a different practice. Mentality or
That's
philosophy.
a hilarious term. I'm sorry. Midwifery?
Midwifery is a fun term.
What term?
Midwifery.
Oh.
Well, like in Europe, they primarily use midwives, and they have a different like practice philosophy.
Midwifery.
I thought OBGYN was a yogurt store.
So a midwife has a mentality that childbirth is a natural thing that sometimes requires emergency intervention, whereas an OBGYN has the mental like philosophy that a childbirth is always an emergency situation that can sometimes happen naturally. And midwives are more hands off. So a good birth attendant, whatever, is kind of like a lifeguard. They're on the sidelines making sure everything's chill, and if there is an emergency, then they step in. Versus like doctors feel like they have to be doing something and intervening, but it's really just fucking chill, dude. Back off. Let it cook, let it simmer. So that has a lot to do with it. And then also black women in America are like 3 times more likely to die.
Cut her mic.
And that transcends class, like income. So, like, even, like, wealthy black people are 3 times more likely to die during childbirth.
And isn't it because they refuse to give them, like, pain medicine and shit like that? Or something weird? I don't know. I've heard something like that.
So, it's like they don't...
Women in general, and then especially, like, black women have a very hard time having their, like, pain and concerns taken seriously.
Mm-hmm. They don't listen. They just, like, are dismissive. They did a study where, like... So there used to be this thought in medicine that like black people don't perceive pain the same as white people, which is obviously bullshit. But that is so deep rooted that like they did a study I want to say 20 years ago.
It's called the House of Pain.
Where they like polled doctors about like whatever, like asking them if they believe that, and there was like still like modern day doctors that still actually believe that as well.
Yeah.
It's insane. It is insane. Also, not to toot my own horn, but I'm going to. I'm the only white graduate of an all-black doula academy.
Here, I thought you were half Latina the whole time. Now you're white when it comes to graduating academies.
I'm a white Latina. You can be both.
So wait, is it actually a doula, but you have to use the soft A?
My mentor is a Jamaican witch. Shout out Eve.
Shouts out to her.
Shout out Eve. I love her.
Pussy Club.
She's Jamaican and Puerto Rican, so she's an Afro-Latina, and I'm a white Latina.
Well, on that note, do you want to take a quick break so I can listen to this and make sure it doesn't sound like fucking death?
Dog ass.
Well, guys, it seems Aaron's job might have been way harder than we thought.
Holy shit. But you know what we didn't do? We didn't lose this episode in its entirety.
That's a fact. And it'll probably get...
You're going to get static like a motherfucker, but you know what? You're welcome.
It's vintage.
Bitch, you should be honored by my lateness.
It's vintage. It's very third band records of you guys.
So this podcast is recorded on vinyl.
Yeah.
Nice.
Jack White.
Sorry, I don't know whose joke that was that I stole.
It was mine.
Good.
We put it on wax.
On wax.
It's the new style. 4 and 3 and that's a Beastie Boys reference for y'all.
Hell yeah.
It's 2:30 in the morning right now. Just if you're wondering why we seem so weird.
I mean,
It's been a weird day. I brought a man back into consciousness in my arms tonight.
He just died.
We're just fucking
in your arms tonight.
a little bit. There was a huge, and then a look in a person's eye that I never want to see again. So we're just yeah, it could have been something he said. It was probably when he fell face first into the concrete, though. But it could have been something he said.
I also immediately bounced, dude.
He was like, nah, I'm out.
In a fight or flight reaction.
It was like that Vine dude that's just like peace and just vanishes.
It just fades.
Well,
yeah, that
I actually need to take my blood jeans out of the washing machine. I should have done that on the break.
Blood Jeans. It's like a cool band.
So funny
It's a
shit
punk
is that
name, yeah.
I met Greasy at Twilight, and then this random dude that apparently seen him do comedy before started pitching his jokes in front of us after we just watched the life leave somebody's eyes. And he was a finance bro, which made it worse because he didn't know how to be a person.
Oh, I didn't tell y'all what happened on my way back to my car.
Didn't.
And it's not that big of a deal. But I was walking back to my car. I called Jacob. I was on the phone with him. And, like, I was parked on Indiana. And there was, like, a car parked right behind me. And there was, like, some people hanging out. I don't know what they were doing, whatever. And I'm walking. And this guy, like, I'm walking the sidewalk. Steps in front of me. He's like, you know, oh, you're looking for your man? And, like, I ignored him. But he, like, blocked me and, like, wouldn't let me get around. He's like, oh, you're looking for your man? I was like, I'm on the phone with him. He's like, oh, da-da-da, I'm right here. I was just like, bro. Like, he, like, wouldn't let me pass. I was like, could you fucking not, my guy? And that's why I don't like walking around Deep Ellum by myself.
It's the fucking worst. Like, being a girl seems so chill until it's not.
That is a fair assessment. Except for, like, you know, every month. Or when you exist.
Yeah, until it's not.
Yeah.
My girl was walking through, like, downtown, though. It's not even, like, a shitty part, just the nice part. And there was some dude that was like, you shouldn't be walking around here by yourself. And I'm like, that shit would upset me.
Yeah.
I would have to carry around every weapon.
Dude, so here's the thing. Like, when I was in Boston, we, like, used public transportation the entire time we were there, which was fucking awesome. The oldest subway system in the United States, which is cool. I'm sure you already knew that. I don't know about you. Anyway, so I was like, wow, it'd be really cool to live here. The only thing is like, I would be really scared to take the transit system by myself as a woman. Also, you can't have a gun there. You can't have, I was like, well, you know, I would have to get a pistol. No, they wouldn't let me. I'd have to get one illegally. That would be crazy. You know what I mean? Like, just wandering around the city at night by yourself in these subways, unarmed, is crazy. It's insane.
It's funny because sometimes I feel sketched out, and I'm like a fucking.
Would they not give you? Would they not give you the gun because of the BPD or the PTSD?
Probably the PMS.
What's the other PMDD? Is that the other one?
PMDD. I have PMDD too.
That sounds like a Russian submachine gun. I got a PMDD.
I used to have an SKS.
Shoots 9mm.
Yeah, we used to have a big ass Russian rifle, me and my ex-husband, and I would just literally rack that hoe to scare people off.
For real.
Like, cause it's loud. That sound is like.
It's like a guy hitting his head on the concrete.
Yeah.
It's loud.
That sound, you know that sound. It will never leave you.
Holy shit.
Puts the fear of God in a man.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that at least twice where I just, like, was behind the door and just, and they were like, bye! That's all you gotta do. You know, with this big old fucking whatever caliber, big,
Probably 7.62.
I don't remember.
Cool.
But
Yeah.
you are dating friend of the show. He's been on here twice. Jacob Cantor, shouts out.
No.
Not.
No,
shouts out.
no,
She's
shouts
like,
out.
this is my episode.
Yeah. No, literally, I can't, like, do... Like, I go to Reno's, and they're like...
No free clout.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, he gets brought up a lot, and then I always end up talking about his penis.
Well, I got great news. Let's bring him out. Jacob, we got Jacob here right now. We have Jacob's penis.
So, yeah.
This is a pro small penis podcast. Fuck off.
Bye.
I keep saying you are a size queen.
I didn't know I was a size queen until I got with a guy with a big dick who knows what to do with it. And then I'm like, oh, I guess I am. I'm so sorry. My thighs keep sticking together, guys. I'm trying.
Chill.
I'm not used to being lazy.
This is a family podcast that got us fired from our jobs.
I mean, I don't understand. I'm not saying anything offensive. If you don't like it, don't listen. It's that easy.
The man works at Whole Foods, and you're surprised when he's so good at eating whole.
He's very good at eating holes. One time, you might want to cut this part, but one time he showed up and I had a butt plug in.
And cut.
And I got a surprise for you. He's like, oh yeah, what is it? I was like, oh, you'll find out real quick. You'll find it quickly. And he did.
That's a choking hazard for.
So yeah. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Butt stuff, am I right?
That fucked me up more than the guy hitting his head on the gun.
It made the same sound.
Less of a mess, though.
Nah, but y'all actually
The guy hitting his head on the concrete was less of a mess.
No.
Oh. Yeah. Whoops.
That was a lot of blood.
It's a head wound. It's a head wound. Well, on my ass?
So no head?
That was a lot of... My asshole? Yeah, okay.
But y'all went to Kill Tony together actually, and both got on
Did,
off
yeah.
the BFG,
And both got off.
Yeah.
off the BFGF loophole.
Oh, yeah. So it was his third appearance. He went on. They asked him what was new. We had barely started dating at that time. That was April. So we started, seeing each other. By seeing each other, I mean we started sleeping together. Spring break this year, March. A few weeks later, maybe 6 weeks into doing the stuff. We went. It was our second time going down to Austin together. My third time signing up ever. He had gotten on 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks prior to that time, God's Secret Show. Got on again. They're like, "Oh, what's new, Jacob?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm seeing somebody." Me. Nice. I do look like Harry Potter, huh? And then they did that, and he's like, "Oh, she signed up," and they like Jacob, obviously. They.
Wait, you call your pussy Potter?
Harry Potter.
Harry.
Oh, okay, there you go.
It's not that hairy anymore.
Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault.
And also, that chamber is not that secretive.
It could be considered maybe like a goblet of fire.
Big old basilisk flying around though.
Fuck, Kyle. Do other Harry Potter fucking things. I don't know all the names of the books. The Deathly Hallows.
Deathly Hallows.
Oh, fuck.
You date an interracial or a mixed race guy, and that's the Half-Blood Prince.
Sheesh.
When you get chlamydia, then it's the Goblet of Fire. I don't know. Spitballing here.
But how was that fucking Kill Tony appearance? I feel like just being in a room in front of that many people that are such hard.
Probably your biggest crowd so far, right?
Yeah, my biggest crowd so far. I think obviously it's always sold
besides
out.
OnlyFans.
It's not, no, trust me, the crowd was not that big. Or I would still be doing it. No, it was it was so obviously sold out Comedy Mothership, so 300 people ish. But here's the thing, though. I feel like it's a lot easier to perform for 300 people than it is to perform for 3 people.
Easier.
More laughs.
I find it easier. But yeah,
you say 300 people is easier than 3? I feel like 3. I let all my guards down. I'm fucking.
Well, no, because laughter is contagious, and they say once you get your first laugh, you relax into it. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, okay, I'm good.
What?
Honestly, once I got my first laugh out, I was like, oh, I'm fine. I was like, if they laugh at that, we're Gucci. It's gonna be fine.
The other thing that scares me is 1 minute.
Well, yeah, but
that's terrible. Yeah.
You go into it prepared to do 1 minute, though. I mean,
Not a lot of people. And it shows.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Yeah.
That and then the interview part terrifies the shit out of me because I'm such a dickhead. So the moment they start laying into me, I feel like I would want to like throw shit right back at it. Like,
Well, I will say they went so Tony Hinchcliffe went so easy on me. The only thing he like got me on was like my braces, and it's like of all the things you can make fun of about me, that's make fun of my braces all you want.
Something temporary.
Yeah, like but me being a single mom, like whatever, like there's so many things you could shit on, and people do, but he like didn't go low.
well, the funniest shit is like the first time I seen you come out to like Sharks and stuff, you had the braces, but it seemed like I thought you were like Beeman's best friend in high school. Like, I thought you were literally a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old or some shit.
Did you really think I was that young?
Literally, because of the braces and just because I don't know. I think it's literally the braces. Yeah, colored hair.
Yeah, braces.
But also, like, how did friend of the show Nathan Beeman? Shouts out to him. How did you and Beeman get so close so quickly? Because I swear y'all were friends, but like the moment I saw you do stand up, or at least it seemed that way to me.
So I met Nathan the first time I ever did an open mic at Sharks when it was still at Buzz Brews.
I thought you were gonna say you watched his mom give birth, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was her doula. No, so
you did a cannonball out the pussy.
Oh my god, January 5th, 2024. Did my first open mic. I met Beeman that night. And
the
then
next day, the Capitol was stormed.
Well, it was the 1 year anniversary. How many years ago was that?
4.
4 years ago? I don't know. All the last 5
Well, me and
years
Kyle know because my uncle died tasing himself in the balls. He was that police officer. So.
R.I.P. A true patriot. So yeah, I met him my first open mic, and then I just started running into him at Buzz Brews, and then like I don't really know. He's a theater kid, and I was a theater kid, and we were both tizzed up, and we just kind of, it's just one of those things, like me and Kyle, like when we started talking, we just lock in, you know what I mean?
No, that must just be on your end.
We're best friends, but he's in my top, friends on you're in my pinned conversations. Let's see, who am I?
I don't think about you ever.
That's okay. Yeah, you're in my top friend. You're in my top pin.
Well, she was saying earlier, she was like, I share my location with Kyle and he refuses to do it with me.
Yeah, it's like Kyle refuses to share his location with me.
Telling my business in the streets.
Well, I can't tell your business.
That's why you don't get my location, bitch.
I can't tell your business because I don't even know where you are. I share my location with a lot of people. Jacob's older brother, I've been sharing my location with him for like a year.
The good can't. No.
I love Zach. Shout out Zach Cantor. He's
Zach
cool.
rocks, dude.
If I didn't know Zach, if I never met Zach, I never would have met Jacob.
Zach is more Jacob Cantor than Jacob Cantor. He looks like a fully actualized Jacob Cantor.
Jesus.
Like if you turned all the dials off, and just let him ride. Shouts out Zach Cantor, friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Nah, but even out the gate, I thought you were funny as shit in spite of your,
in spite of my vagina.
Personality.
Yeah.
No, not a vagina. I think girls are funny, which is upsetting to me when people... Every other dude, if I laugh at a girl's set, they'll just be like, oh, you're just trying to smash. But then I see every other dude that is just trying to... That's why it would have upset me to do comedy as a woman, because I would always second guess some shit like, oh, is this guy actually complimenting me, or is he just trying to smash? That type of thing.
Oh, no, I definitely do that. I generally think that people are blowing smoke out my ass like 99.9% of the time. But I also...
That's also one of her kinks, though.
That's a thing. I've seen it. I know I've done it.
Hey. No, if it makes you feel any better, every time somebody gives me a compliment, I'm just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I don't... But I think that's... Honestly, I think that's a pretty common problem in comedy. Because
we're all broken. Because we're all broken.
You killed it. I'm like, bro, I saw you didn't even watch their set.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll see somebody say you killed and you didn't even go up.
That's happened. That's happened.
Like,
yeah.
no, you did so. Like, I haven't even gone yet. Yeah, no. So like I feel like that's a pretty common thing in comedy specifically.
But more so, I think I'm just saying I would feel like I would second guess everything if like a dude told me I did fucking good as fuck at comedy, which most of the audience is dudes usually. And then if I was a woman, I'd be like, he is just trying to fuck me. That's what I would feel about every single guy.
I mean, yeah, I definitely feel that way. There have been some show offers that I've had that like I definitely didn't deserve, that I turned down, but I was like a little skeptical of for sure. But I know, I mean,
She was gonna open for P. Diddy.
I don't have a penis, so I don't know if he would let me do that.
Penis Diddy.
Penis diddler.
But it's, I mean, I've been pretty. So I'm used to being a woman. Believe it or not, I'm
I'm glad after 33 years you finally started leaning into it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is my life.
Yeah, I guess I'll embrace this. But yeah, I'm pretty used to it by now. So like coming into this, it's like I say, like I'm so new that like I can't really speak to comedy, the industry, whatever. Like I'm still very naive and new. I was like, but if there's one thing I do know, it's people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I have a lot of that. Like, you know, like I said, I've been a woman for quite a while now. And so I don't know. I've leaned more into my intuition. Like I can kind of tell like who's blowing smoke on my ass and who's not. People, if they're never critical of me, if they never have a critical thing to say, then I don't take their compliments. I'm like, they're just whatever. So like when people are actually like, hey, you know, you did good, but you know, slow down or blah 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 blah, then like I take more value in when they do compliment me because they are critical sometimes.
Oh, I'm the opposite. If you give me a single criticism, I'm like, you're fucking dead to me, dude. Well, especially because it seems like the most people that give criticisms are not good at this shit.
That's true.
That is true.
It's really the people that, yeah.
Well, also, I mean, I also take
Name.
Thomas Gunner. I'm kidding.
But I take like so there's a difference to me between like advice and like critique. I feel like advice is more subjective and critique is more objective. Like, hey, like you go too fast or whatever. Like that's I can go back and listen and be like, oh yeah, they're right. You know, and so it's just like something to be mindful
of. You go too fast. Stop talking about rape. Things like that.
I ain't never gonna stop. Oh, sweet. Yeah, kill Tony. Anyway, but somebody that like one person that's kind of been like somebody that's been a really good like I'll listen to Shark.
Yeah.
I'll listen to Shark. I'm not gonna name
Shouts
anyone.
out.
No free club.
I'm gonna stop there. Shout out Noah. He's the first to ever put me on an open mic. First to ever book me on a show. So.
Well, you came out hot out of the gate. Like I remember, like even Ruth, friend of the show, shouts out. She was like, "I'm gonna go watch this girl's set because she's funny," and like that's what made me. I was like, "Oh shit, all right, I'm gonna go watch this girl's set too." And I thought you were funny. I also thought you were 17. So the moment I learned you were 33, I went, "Yuck."
You were like, "Oh, she's an adult. The appeal is gone." Oh, she's got a fully formed frontal lobe.
Grub.
I've never been softer.
Oh yeah, I do like your MILF joke. You didn't tell it tonight, but I do like your MILF joke. That's just like you want to be congratulated on liking a girl with a fully formed.
Oh yeah. That like if a disheveled mother doesn't do anything for you, yeah, cool. I'm glad you like that one. I like that one. Other people not so much because they feel too personally attacked. Got him. Like, oh, you like adults and you want to feel special.
Oh shit.
I mean, fucking weirdo. But yeah, and you know, being a woman in comedy, it sucks sometimes. But
I know it.
Cheers to that, brother. Hold on. Cheers to that.
Cheers for my wreck.
Mine are both empty. I'm a fucking fiend.
You want me to baby bird some to you?
A little bit.
Dude, can we do that?
My breast milk has alcohol in it.
Cut the mic.
Y'all want to see a trick? No.
Well,
Cut the mic, cut the camera, and we're gonna come back in like 20 minutes.
What if it made that noise like?
like a ketchup bottle.
You smack
I
me in
gonna
the back.
I was gonna say when
That
you're teaching
works.
women to breastfeed her, you're just like you gotta fucking.
I just slapped her on the back of the head. Like, it'll come out. Don't worry. Sheesh. But yeah, being a woman in comedy, sometimes it feels like you're just checking a box. Like, they don't really want you there, you know?
I mean,
Checking
I
in a
think me and
box.
Kyle for sure know
Phrasing.
how upsetting the unwarranted advice is. So it just feels like if you're a woman, you're getting twice the amount of unwarranted advice. Like,
Or just any input from people that you just don't respect.
dude, some dude told my girl, and he was like, you need to develop a character. He's like, you need to be like a Larry the Cable the Guy type of. And it wasn't good. I've
That's not a good
exclusively
one.
seen a bomb.
Scenes.
And then there was this one dude the other day. He was like, "You're the first woman that I've ever seen that was funny."
Yeah. I started writing this joke, and I've only told this to other female comics. I'm like, you know what the highest compliment we can achieve as a woman in comedy is?
Orgasm? I'm sorry.
The highest compliment?
I thought you said compliment.
Compliment? No, who's
Yeah.
coming? Me or them? Anyway, the highest...
Both together.
And like I said, I've only told this to other female comics, but it's like the highest compliment we can receive as a woman in comedy is, wow, you're actually funny. Like, that's as good as it's gonna get for us.
Yeah, that shit would upset me so fucking much.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know why. It's so funny to me because it's like I'm small potatoes. I think that was me. I'm small potatoes and I'm new or whatever, but it's so funny to me how arrogant and some people can be because it's like, I know I'm not the funniest person out there, but I'm funnier than a lot of people.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, you're funny, you know, you're a girl, you're not funny, or this or that, or this or that. I don't know. It's fucking, I don't know. It's hard. It's so hard. You have to constantly toe this line between being humble, but like being confident at the same time. And it's like, it's fucking weird and hard, you know?
True.
I'd just be a complete asshole that's arrogant, and I try to make.
No.
Well, I try to like let people know that it's not my real personality, but it's like my facade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 'cause
Isn't that the Israeli intelligence agency?
that's Muslim. No.
Oh.
We're gonna bleep that out.
No, to me, I just think it's funnier to pretend to be way too overconfident for no fucking reason. But like, some people don't catch on to it, so I just look like a piece of shit. But I'm also not out here like trying to give people advice or anything, or like.
No, I don't do that either. Like, I try to go out of my like if I think somebody had a good set, I like try to go out of my way to tell them that they did good, and I also try to tell them specifically what I liked about it. You know,
I'm
what I mean?
terrible at remembering shit like that happens at comedy shows, though.
I mean, I struggle with that too. So like, if I come to you after anything and I say I like your set, this joke was really good. That to me, that really means something because I never remember anything either. So that means I went out of my way to remember it to bring that to you afterwards. So,
I also
that's
feel
really
bad
cool.
fist bumping somebody after their set was bad, but they just looked me in the eyes and went for a fist bump, and I was like, I guess I'm giving you one, buddy.
But hey, bombing is part of it. Like, that's just part of it. But they still got out there and they still did the damn thing. Even if it sucked, they got through it. You know what I mean? And they're going to keep doing it. So that deserves some kind of, like, acknowledgement, I feel like.
What's the craziest shit you've seen happen when you were on stage?
While I was on stage?
Yeah.
You really... Okay, you might want to cut this out. Me looking up in the booth at Reno's.
I don't like this part. No. Oh.
I'm sorry. Let's
Oh,
move on.
holy shit. So, how did you feel about the response from the Kill Tony thing? Because you did, like, a man went out of his way to give you the big joke book because they were fresh out of him. But then
The man, Boneseye himself.
the internet comment flood
Oh, I tried not to read that stuff.
came up. You were
But
like
you did.
screenshotting the
But you
fucking
did, and
post.
sent it. Yeah, you did.
Oh, I read some of it, but I didn't get on Reddit.
Okay.
I feel like Reddit is like way elevated, way worse.
Way worser.
Yeah, I feel like they're just like they're meaner. So like I didn't get on there at all.
There's a
Actually,
anonymity.
you know what? No, I sent you the screenshot. That was sent to me. The one of like I'm glad she could take time off from like whatever the fish, whatever. That was sent to me. So shout
The
out
Finding Nemo one.
Yeah, shout out James Garibay for sending me screenshots from Reddit, even though I intentionally tried to stay out there. No, I share my location with James Garibay.
I'll say my favorite one. I'll say my favorite comment, which was Sagan Buttless.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong.
The internet's so fucking mean, dude.
When you're right, you're right.
Uh,
I don't have an ass. No,
you
I'm
either
sitting
have to
down with
completely
it.
ignore them or go to war with them and lose every brain cell you possibly have.
I didn't. You know, I didn't get that big of a Kill Tony bump, honestly. I don't know. I didn't get that big of a bump.
Well, how was your most recent trip to Massachusetts? Salem, by the way.
Well, we went to Salem one day. We were in Boston for like 4 days. One of the days we spent in Massachusetts. A witch in Salem, Massachusetts, told me and Jacob Cantor that we were going to be rich and famous and that it was coming soon, and somehow Adam Sandler was involved. And then, no, honestly, she was reading our cards. From my next rape?
No.
Anyway. But she was doing our cards or whatever.
That's not what I said.
Well, I don't know what you said. You whispered it. But she was like doing our tarot or whatever, and she was like, it's coming fast. I don't know why I thought that was like, she's like, it's coming
And
soon.
Jacob said, "No shit."
That man never mind. I don't want to talk. I want to talk about his dick on here. Anyway, any more than I already have. It's a good voice. Anyway, but she was doing our cards. But what was weird, because we just walked in and walked right in. There was no time for her to look us up or anything, you know. But then she was like, kind of perfectly described like the Kill Tony like format. She was like, I see like a panel of people and you're on stage with them.
And one's a twink and he's kind of angry.
Yeah. By the way, Tony Hinchcliffe has the most beautiful piercing blue eyes I've ever seen in my life. And seeing him on a screen does not do him justice. And that man looked into my soul. It was crazy.
No free clout.
Anyway, but she kind of like described it to a T, and it was like, yeah, I don't know. She was like, I don't know. I just keep getting Adam Sandler. Shout out Sabrina the Good Witch. Sorry, I gave her free clout. But yeah, I don't know. So I was like, are we gonna get back on Kill Tony, and is it gonna go really well, and we're gonna get some kind of like?
This witch's name was Sabrina.
Her name
Was
Sabrina.
she a teenager?
No, but you know it's crazy. I have a cousin. I have two cousins that are
Also
sisters.
witches.
Well, their name's Sabrina and Tabitha, and they're sisters.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Is their last name Cromwell?
No, but that would be fucking badass.
That would be insane.
That would be. I don't know what their last names are
I
anymore.
have two sisters
Oh,
named
it's Hitler.
Hocus and Pocus.
You have a lot of siblings, don't you?
No free clout. Nah, so you're kind of like low-key into witchcraft.
Not even low key,
You
dude.
had a book of
She has a
spells.
seance fucking little shelf on her in her
I have
living
an
room.
altar.
You had an Eye of Newt in your refrigerator.
It's
No, it's not what I had.
an afterbirth
Oh, that
of
was a
woman.
placenta.
It was an afterbirth of woman.
Yeah, afterbirth of woman. Yeah, I have placenta in my house right now. I mean,
No,
I
we
don't
can't
call
talk about.
myself-
We can't talk about the other thing that you found.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah.
No, we can't talk about
Legal reasons. It was crack cocaine,
Shh.
and she ain't never gonna stop.
I ain't never gonna stop. You can test me for crack cocaine. It won't come up.
Probably not,
Not hair follicle, nothing. Because you know what? I never
Alright.
smoked crack.
because crack is whack.
Crack is whack. Crack is cheap. Show me the receipts. R.I.P. Whitney. It's a thing. Into witchcraft. I don't call myself a witch. I'm not educated enough. So what I have in my house, I have an altar, I have the living and I have the dead. And so I have the dead family members and people that are close to me that have passed on, that I have little trinkets and memorabilia so that, you know, I honor them. They like look over me, whatever. And then they have the living side.
How's that going?
You know what? I'm still have an apartment.
I'm still standing.
The Lord has not failed me yet. Is all I'm gonna say. Yet. Keyword.
Oh yeah, we should have plugged your Cash App. Fucking.
At Sagan or $Sagan Butler. $Sagan Butler. I am a starving artist. I use the term artist loosely. And
Just
then
like your morals.
just like my because I see a pelvic therapist after you give birth. That's what you do. And living side, just trinkets of people who are currently living that I like to protect or, you know, protect. And I have my cocaine baby lady bracelet on my altar.
To protect Kyle.
Yeah. I suffer B-men.
It's not working. A man died in my arms tonight. It's not working.
He came back to life.
Yeah, that was wild.
He just died in your arms. No, he came back to life. You see, he's working. Demon and
Little chest circles.
yeah. Remember these little circles, big circles.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, just y'all wait. Nobody's gonna have circles better than mine. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not that knowledgeable. I just take what I appreciate and what resonates with me. There's a lot more that goes into it. It'd be kind of, I don't know, kind of shitty and disrespectful if I claim to like be a part of a religion I'm ignorant about. You know?
You're just a witch in training.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's what it is.
And you took the, what do they call it when you go to fucking Mecca? Pilgrimage to Salem.
I did. It was pretty fucking cool. It was
The
very
Hajj?
sad. I've been listening. You know they imprisoned a 4-year-old girl?
Yes.
Did you know that?
No, I'm just trying to carry on the conversation in a fluent way.
Yeah, so they imprisoned this one woman. She was pregnant for witchcraft. And then they imprisoned her 4-year-old daughter. This is the abridged version. And then that said woman gave birth in jail.
The 4-year-old?
No, her mother. She was imprisoned with her mother. Saw
They
her
killed
mother
the
give
baby
birth.
too.
Saw her mother give birth to her little sibling. The baby died.
Because it wasn't in a bathtub.
Because it was a witch.
Because it was in a jail.
Oh.
And then they took the mother and hanged her. And then the little girl stayed in prison for months by herself there for after. They didn't hang her, but she was imprisoned for months. And like the records of her life.
A little bit of a quarantine.
Huh?
A little bit of a quarantine.
Quarantine?
That's not what I said.
That's what I said.
It's a quarantine. She was 4.
Yeah. She was 4. And she was in prison by herself for months. And then, like, yeah, every account of her life after that, it's just like she was just a transient person. She had
The
2
first
children
trans
on wedlock.
person in America.
This is America. Yeah. Dorothy Good was her name. Little girl. They ended up finding
Things
her
were
body in
pretty
the
Dorothy bad.
Hell yeah.
That sucked.
I thought it was good.
Do you have a favorite witch?
Do I have a favorite witch?
I'm a Wicked Witch of the East kind of guy.
Do I have a favorite witch? That's a very good question. I don't know if I do. Like someone who's actually claimed to be a witch that I'm like, hell yeah, I fuck with that person. No, I don't think so. Me? Myself?
Do you have a least favorite witch?
The Wicked Witch of the West.
R.I.P.
Yeah. That house fell right on him.
Have you ever attempted any spells or anything like that? Any rituals?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that it worked? Do you feel like it had an impact?
Mm-hmm.
What were those spells and or rituals?
Delusion.
Well, I have a pentagram on my front door, which is protection. I salt my front entryway. I sage my house. I burn resins of different like stuff. I blow.
Oh, you smoke resin?
Yeah.
Sage and Butler.
I blow cinnamon out of my front door. I
Who the fuck is Cinnamon?
Also, and I'm such a dumbass. I thought she was gonna say I blow cinnamon out of my ass. You know,
I fart cinnamon. I've done love spells before, but when I do love spells, they're not on any specific person. So, like, I do things.
Animals only.
Actually, you know what? It's funny. The first time I ever met Jacob, we did witchcraft together. And I was like, "You're in my coven now, bitch." So
what witchcraft did y'all do together?
So it was him, his brother, and then my two neighbor boys at the time, who I've known for like 17 years. They came over. We had Sunday dinner at my house, and we did cord cutting rituals. So it's like, did you have like a?
So is this like tied into the duelist stuff where it's like umbilical cords?
Exactly.
I have burned cord. Like that's a thing.
Burned umbilical cords.
Yeah, cord burning ceremonies is a thing, and I've done it. Rory's cord we burned.
I don't like that.
I have pictures. It's actually a really pretty ceremony. It's very nice.
It's like a Viking funeral.
Kinda. It's very symbolic. But we did a cord cutting ritual. So if you have like toxic ties,
they got rid of their cable.
But yeah, you get two candles, you tie some string or some twine around them. Each candle represents, one candle represents you and one candle represents the person or the thing that you're detaching from. You light them hoes on fire. You focus on, the candle burns down and you focus on like releasing this tie to this thing. And then at the end of it, you bury what's left of the twine or, yeah, well. And then, it's just turning your insides to, it's just making your insides match your outsides. You know what I mean? It's all just spicy psychology, really.
Hell yeah.
Like tarot is just like those ink blot tests. Like you see what you want to see, and it's just a tool for introspection.
That's me when I look in a mirror.
Yeah, I mean it's whatever.
It's a tool for introspection.
Like I just say, I mean, I'll do stuff wrong. Like you're supposed to blow cinnamon.
Like you said raw. I was like, yeah, we have 4 pieces of evidence.
We know, bitch. We know. No, I do. Like you're supposed to blow cinnamon out of your front door on the first day of the month for prosperity or like abundance or whatever. I'll forget and I'll do it on the 10th, and I'm like, you know what? It's made up anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. And then somehow my rent gets paid. So I don't know, whatever works. But I don't do any I'll do protective stuff or stuff to bring in like abundance or love or peace, but I've never done anything like nefarious for sure.
You been doing shit on the solstice?
Actually didn't. I took a nap. I took a nap on the solstice.
And what will that do to the universe?
I'll be more well rested and less of a problem. So that's what it does for the universe.
That's a butterfly effect.
I do try to do ritual like moon magic. Sometimes I save my period blood and pour it into the soil.
Alright, we're done.
Because the earth requires blood, and we stopped doing that as a society, and so that's why we have wars.
What was that Thomas Jefferson quote? Every now and then, the tree of liberty needs to be watered
Period
with blood.
on.
Yeah.
It's period blood.
Actually, I think it was John Denver who said, "Bitches be tripping."
How do
That's
you
true.
save period blood?
So you use a diva cup. Do you know what a diva cup is?
Shot glass for your pussy.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And then you pour it in a jar, or you pour it in the dirt.
A diva cup is the funniest name for it. It's like
It is. It's menstrual cup is better. Menstrual cup is better. But yeah, diva cup is a brand.
Just funny to say, like, oh, you're going real over the top with this, lady. You got a diva cup.
What a diva.
Bleeding? What a diva.
Excited for spooky season? It seems like that's your
Right up
bread
here.
and butter.
Yeah, I mean, I like spooky stuff.
Alright, well, do you
Like
dress
spooky,
up for
scary
Halloween?
skeleton?
Do you celebrate? Is that your Christmas?
I haven't actually got a costume for myself for Halloween in many, many, many years. Because I'm poor, and if anybody's getting a costume, it's my kids.
That's fair.
But I know me and Jacob have talked about we want to dress up as JFK and Jackie O. Like assassination JFK, Jackie O. I think that could be really cute for Halloween. But I don't know. Because we're both broke as fuck. So I don't think we'll be doing that, but we want to. So maybe 1 year.
So if y'all donate to Sagan Butler on fucking Cash App, you can make her dreams come true.
Yeah, yep. I mean, do I talk about like stuff I have coming up?
Yeah. Plug your shit.
Okay, this probably won't come out before this stuff happens, but follow me on Instagram at Sagan Butler, SAGANBUTLER. What do I have? So Saturday the 12th, I'll be in Denton at the Denton Comedy Spot featuring for Peyton Payne. I'll be doing time there, and then on October 16th, I'll be in Plano. I think the Plano House of Comedy. I don't know yet. I'll be doing a roast battle with Cody Bond.
Your days are numbered, Cody Bond.
I need you to stop insulting yourself so that I can insult you. I'm doing Cheesin' Fest in East Texas. I'm doing Cheesin' Fest on the 18th. I'll be going to Austin to sign up for Kill Tony on the 21st. What else? I'm just going to get all my October stuff out. On the 25th, I'll be at Dallas Comedy Club roasting Kenny Lee.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I did. And I'll be roasting Kenny Lee. And then,
I don't even know they did roast.
Andy Franklin's doing it. It's like, but it's crazy because it's like 4 battles and then it's tournament style. So then we have to go on.
Oh, that sounds tough.
Yeah, but it's like I think we only have to have like 1 joke for each person after that. But still, it's crazy. The 26th, it's the Not Beeman birthday show.
Yeah, me and Kyle will be on that.
So yeah, that's at the Ricochet Room in Dallas. Do I have anything else on the books for October? That's it for October, guys. That's it for October.
This will come out in November.
Nah, I'll put shit out faster than Jelly Man. There'll just be a lot of cushions.
You're gonna put out faster than me.
Hey,
That's a good.
Do you want to go out on talking about how you recently discovered what your name is?
Oh yeah. So my name is Sagan. My mom got it from astrophysicist Carl Sagan. But I never really knew like the etymology?
Edamame.
Edamames. Of the
Some mames.
Lots of mames.
I was told that there would be mummies.
Lots of mames. Anyway, so I looked it up because I never knew the origin of the word, and I mean this probably isn't accurate information, but I'm going with it because it's funny. But Sagan apparently comes from a Hungarian surname that is derived from the word that means pig.
So if y'all want to support your favorite pig, your truffle pig herself, go donate to Sagan Butler on Cash App. Make sure she can afford rent this month. Let's fucking go. Kyle and Thomas Show. We might have needed Aaron, but we might not have. We'll see how the audio comes
Enjoy
out.
the crackling.
Peace out, Girl
It's
Scouts.
vintage.
Ah, shit.
I really need to stop throwing up gang signs.